Bonsoir à tous. On est parti pour l'épisode 15 de Disco Elysium à la recherche de Ruby. Et c'est vrai que mon collègue s'était déjà barré, il est 21h. Ah oui, c'est vrai que j'avais embarqué l'autre connasse. Très bien. Oh putain, la musique quoi. Oh, je sais qu'à 22h j'ai une réunion secrète là. Il est pas clair ce gamin.
Kuno doesn't.
Cassons d'ici, mais pour le moment vous êtes toujours là, bande de blaireaux.
There are 8. You won't get far.
Quoi?
There are 8 pairs of track. You won't get far without a lieutenant here to bounce thoughts off of.
Ah. De toute façon, j'ai à peu près tout fait là-dedans, là. Hein. Héros KO. Pas yo plutôt. C'est ça, on s'est pas vu aujourd'hui. À couleur rouge. Ok, je m'en souviendrai. En vrai, on va peut-être attendre. Je peux aller chercher mes dés. Honnêtement, on va faire ça déjà. Un rubis c'est rouge, c'est pas faux. Et je pense qu'il existe des rubis blancs. Peut-être. Ah, la musique quoi. Get bracelet by la musique.
Oh, it's you again.
Je vais pour
You
mon
look
dé.
excellent. That will be 10 real for one set of magnetic dice.
Tiens.
This was an especially fun set to make.
Précise-t-elle en ouvrant un tiroir avant de vous remettre un duo de dés étincelant.
Dazzling. It's like you have a pair of tiny disco balls in your hand.
Ah mes dés quoi. Ils sont magnifiques. Merci Jacqueline. Et yo Griod. Eh ben il va impec hein. Un peu claqué là. Putain je suis allé courir à midi là. Je recommence à courir. C'est chaud comme la braise. Ça fait 5 ans que j'ai pas couru donc je t'avoue que je crache un peu mes poumons mais ça fait du bien. Du coup j'ai passé la journée debout et tout. J'étais un peu claqué là. Mais écoute ça va hein. On se prépare pour Diablo 4. On va essayer de faire le jeu avant. 21h07, vas-y, j'ai pas grand chose d'autre à faire, on va juste attendre un peu, genre 1 heure.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet. Time passes. You wonder how your gun is doing.
Même Scooby-Doo en rentrant de l'école primaire, c'est vrai. J'ai cru que la dernière fois que j'ai couru, bah c'était pour échapper aux flics. Ah ouais, dur. T'as couru longtemps, bah là je rattaque hein. En fait le truc c'est que à une époque je courais je courais facile du 12 bornes par jour. Facilement. En fait c'était facile, j'allais en courant au taf le matin. Je rentrais du boulot en courant. Ensuite j'allais courir, ça dépendait des jours, mais je courais ouais 10-12 bornes généralement. Et quand j'avais escalade, j'allais courir 5 bornes, j'allais à l'escalade, je faisais mes séances d'escalade pendant 2 heures, je revenais en courant. Moi j'étais un attardé moi. Faut que j'aille au balcon, mais ça doit être de l'autre côté, non? Attendez, je sais où c'est ou pas? Attendez, juste 2 secondes. Bonne nuit gros. C'est de bon rêve. Oui. Quoi, il me reste plus que ça en quête? Rappelez Alice dans un jour. Mais ça, c'est vrai que... Mais ça aussi, hein. En fait, je crois que j'ai des quêtes buggées, hein. Borel au Whirling, mais je lui ai annoncé. La réunion de Steban après 22 heures aux appartements Capeside. Capside. C'est où Capside? Ah oui, et du coup, bah, en fait, j'ai eu, je me suis fait 2 fissures au ménisque. Une fissure au ménisque au niveau du genou gauche qui m'a fait arrêter de courir. Une qui m'a fait arrêter de courir directement après parce que bah c'était plus possible quoi. 2-3 ans sont passés. À l'époque, en plus, les gens c'était un peu des tocards. C'est quoi ça? Et ça m'a pris beaucoup de temps à commencer à m'y remettre. Ce genre-là, non? Je sais pas où c'est. Il m'emmerde.
As you approach the metal grill, you can hear several voices having what appears to be an animated discussion. This must be it. Beyond this door lies the beating heart of radical communism in Martinaise.
Et du coup, bref, donc en gros, bah, je m'étais remis un peu à l'escalade, je faisais un peu de sport, mais je courais plus trop. Quand j'ai acheté cet appartement, quand j'ai commencé à poser le parquet flottant, je me suis fait une autre fissure au ménisque de l'autre genou droit. Donc là, horrible. Sauf que je suis tombé sur une super kiné qui m'a un peu appris tout ça et tout parce que le problème avec le ménisque, en gros le ménisque c'est une sorte de joint un peu, bon bref, dans la rotule au niveau du genou. Et ça fait super mal. Ça fait vraiment super mal. Hein. À l'époque, je boitais comme une merde. Hein. Vraiment, bon bref. Et je suis tombé sur une super... parce qu'à l'époque, en gros, dans l'esprit des gens, c'était bah, tu devais opérer. Tu devais couper la partie fissurée. Et mais le problème, c'est que ça avait des causes à long terme, et notamment l'arthrose et tout. C'est l'hymen du genou, ouais, je sais pas si on peut dire ça comme ça, mais... Et du coup, eh bien, là, je suis tombé, donc, sur ma dernière fissure au ménisque, je suis tombé sur une super kiné, qui m'a expliqué qu'en fait, bah, ça cicatrisait PTDR, et que pas du tout obligé d'opérer, même pas du tout. Et en fait, il suffisait de faire des mouvements du genou sans poids. Donc en gros, elle m'a dit, bah courir, ça va te faire mal, parce que forcément, bah il y a le poids de ton corps, donc le genou supporte ça. Par contre, elle m'a dit, bah le vélo, bah trop bien. Le vélo, c'est nickel. C'est absolument parfait et tout. Et j'ai fait ce qu'elle m'a dit, c'est-à-dire, ouais, faites du vélo et tout. En plus, j'en faisais déjà, donc je leur ai dit, oh, bah moi, ça m'arrange et tout. Et donc, j'ai fait du vélo pendant 6 mois, et plus rien au genou, quoi. Nickel. Donc là, je suis trop refait. Donc, bah, je me remets un peu à courir, parce que j'ai envie un peu de me remettre à courir. Aussi pour me remettre un peu en condition physique, un peu mieux que ces derniers temps. Et donc, voilà, donc tu vois, moi, je vais à vélo au taf, après, je vais courir machin. Le week-end, je fais des randos vélo. J'essaye de marcher aussi. Bref. C'est bien beau de passer sa vie devant un PC, mais c'est bien aussi de s'entretenir un peu, quoi. Du coup, voilà. Mais oui, à une époque, je courais des semi-marathons. Hein. Va se refissurer. Alors non, parce que pareil, j'ai appris pourquoi. un ménisque se fissurait. Il est plus fragile. Il est potentiellement... Enfin, je pense qu'il est plus fragile. Par contre, ce qu'il faut savoir, c'est qu'une fissure à un ménisque, moi je pensais que ça arrivait quand tu courais. Sauf qu'elle m'a dit, PTDR, pas du tout. Ça n'arrive pas en courant, tu ne fais pas de fissure au ménisque en courant. Par contre, elle m'a dit, c'est les chocs. En gros, les chocs sur le genou, c'est ça qui provoque des fissures au ménisque. Et donc, vu que j'avais fait du foot quand j'étais gamin, des trucs comme ça, et que bah surtout j'ai fait de l'escalade, et à l'époque où je faisais de l'escalade, tout au début, j'y allais un peu comme un gros bourrin. Donc ça m'est arrivé peut-être une fois ou deux de taper le mur avec le genou un peu fort, tu vois. Et en gros, elle m'a dit, bah en fait, c'est sûrement ça, quoi. C'est à l'escalade, t'arrives, tu fais une chute, tu tapes le genou contre le mur, bah tu t'encules ton genou, quoi. Et en fait, c'est ça qui provoque la fissure, et après, en courant, bah en fait, ça permet pas du tout la cicatrisation, en fait, ça va empirer l'état, quoi. Elle dit beaucoup PTDR, Takini. Ouais, elle était super sympa. En vrai, c'était une meuf en or. Elle, dommage qu'elle ait été mariée, mais honnêtement, ça c'est le genre de meuf. Elle était trop fun, quoi. Elle m'éclatait. Non, elle était vraiment gentille et tout, super cool. Enfin, vraiment top, quoi. Non, elle est tartinée. Non, calmez-vous. Moi, je suis un gentleman. Mais non, super sympa et ouais, et du coup, voilà, donc depuis vélo, nickel, plus mal au genou. Non. Et du coup, bref, et là je me remets un peu à courir. Après, je vais pas refaire le 2B comme avant où je faisais des 15 bandes par jour là, parce que j'ai couru des semi-marathons, donc caritatif uniquement d'ailleurs. Mais ouais, non, je referai pas autant, tu vois. Mais par contre, essayer de recourir un peu, de pouvoir courir une trentaine de minutes, tu vois, sans faire de pause, ce serait bien. D'arriver à faire une trentaine de minutes de course à pied à 12 km/h, 12-13, sans m'arrêter, déjà je serai très content, ça me suffira et ce sera déjà une très bonne performance. J'ai pas envie non plus de redevenir un addict de la course à pied, même si c'est vraiment agréable de courir. Hein. Je vous jure qu'au début vous chialez, mais après c'est une drogue. Hein. C'est littéralement une drogue. Ça fait trop du bien de courir. Et voilà. Voilà. Il faut que je me remette aussi un peu à la muscu, un peu plus... travailler le haut du corps, parce qu'en vrai, tous les sports que je fais, c'est beaucoup le bas du corps. Donc travailler un peu le haut du corps, c'est bien aussi. C'est de garder un équilibre. Alors, blablabla et coco. Let's go.
As the breeze pulls through the canvas like a shuttle through a loom, you catch a hint of something unexpected. Something earthy, warm, and burnt. The acrid smell of failure.
A failure.
No, that's just
ouais, toi, ça se touche bien là en Espagne, la grille. En parlant d'étaler au couteau, là. C'est pourquoi elle a une de miel d'ailleurs. En parlant de ça. Ah, je rigole. Très bien.
Just look at this pig, sniffing about after hours.
Et couvre-feu, allez. Au plumard, la Cindy, là. Chut.
Go ahead and arrest me, officer. I swear I'll go peacefully.
Vous devenez un petit sourire narquois dans l'obscurité.
The metal grill is cool to the touch.
Cogné sur
The clang of metal reverberates all along the scaffolding. The voices coming from the other side fall silent.
Chien. Décembre. Du coup, vous prévoyez de faire ça où?
A pair of frightened hares cowering in some dark crevice of their burrow.
Who's there? Is that you, Maurice?
C'est pas Maurice, c'est la police. Americo. Nice. Nice, Merico. Les petites pyramides là. Il paraît que ça conduit l'électricité. Hein. Fais gaffe. Hein. Fais gaffe à trop s'approcher, tu pourrais prendre le jus. Hein. Vous êtes tous des communistes, j'en cherche
Who said
justement.
communist? Did we say communist? Get out of here.
Bon, je t'explique, j'ai bâti environ 0,001% du communisme, et là, j'ai besoin de m'organiser, tu peux m'aider?
For a moment, silence.
L'historien certifié.
What's the
L'académicien.
passphrase?
Disco Supernova. Non. N'oublie pas Dobreva et Abadanaise.
There's no
C'est un, 2,
response.
3, 4.
You begin to wonder whether they've slipped out some back way.
Alright. The key's taped to the back of the door frame. Just make sure you put it back when you're done, or we'll all be locked out. And do watch the concrete. It just kind of falls away. In place.
Have fun at your underground meeting, pig. Hope it's a blast.
Mais ferme ta gueule là, putain. Qui t'a demandé quelque chose, toi?
The Jamrock Shuffle. In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail or a used needle. That playful curiosity must still be in you. Who knows? Maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
Cocaine Skull. Très bien.
The two young men are either oblivious to or ignoring your entrance. Their attentions are fixed on whatever it is they're stacking in the middle of the floor. Matchboxes, it
Putain, mais la
appears.
musique, quoi.
I think it's holding, Alexis.
It is.
It's definitely not holding. Those matchboxes are stacked so haphazardly, it's like they want them to collapse.
Careful, careful.
Non mais c'est eux la pointure du communisme sur Ravenshaw là.
Damn, hardly any difference.
Le jeune homme secoue la tête puis lève les yeux et vous observe avec un agacement à peine simulé.
You're late.
Dissimulé.
You should know the meeting starts at 10 p.m. sharp.
Ah ça boire trop vite là. Le camarade se tourne vers vous et plie ses camarades.
There's a great deal of tension in this young man's shoulders.
Ouais,
more
ouais.
than someone his age should bear.
Ouais ouais.
Meanwhile, his companion inclines toward him, eager to catch every word that dribbles from his friend's mouth.
Ok.
Don't let them see you flustered, sire. Play along.
Toutes mes excuses, camarade. J'ai dû m'assurer qu'aucun ennemi du peuple ne me suivait. Le jeune homme vous jauge l'espace d'un instant.
He's taken your measure, like an ideological boxer stepping into the ring.
We all have to take precautions, especially during these delicate times.
Ouais.
What matters is that you've made it, and that you've done the reading.
Uh-oh. No one said anything about reading. You'll just have to wing this one.
Erreur. Personne m'a parlé d'une quelconque lecture,
Ouais.
bande de trous du
This
cul.
is getting awkward. I'm not sure what you're expecting to find here then.
Quoi?
Maybe he can explain himself.
En vrai, qu'est-ce que vous manigancez tous les deux là?
In the most generous sense, I would say we're cultivating revolutionary consciousness.
Super. En fait, vous êtes des beaux parisiens qui se branlent leur appart, quoi. Hein, ça se dit révolutionnaire, mais ça en
Yes,
fait pas une, quoi.
that's probably the best way to describe it.
Uh-huh.
But more specifically, we are running a reading group. It's the most rigorous and theoretically advanced materialist reading group in Martinaise.
Super.
Comrade Steban is a great discussion leader, one of the best at the university.
Ok.
It's obvious they take this group of theirs extremely seriously. Whatever you do, don't compare it to a common book club. Yawn. Can you imagine anything duller than a bunch of beanoclards yanking each other's knobs?
Qui se paluche à quatre mains. Ouais, non, mais non. C'est un club de lecture comme les autres, non?
It's really nothing like that. A book club is a place for talking about the plot points of bourgeois social novels and sipping effervescent cocktails.
Quel genre de lecture est-ce que vous intéressez?
We study all the foundational texts of Mazovian theory, of course. Just last week we finished the second volume of Puncher and Watman's Innocence of Capital.
Truly extraordinary.
And before that we spent 6 weeks on State and Plasm.
For some reason, the word plasm catches in your ear like a piece of old wax. Uh-oh. You can feel your attention span rapidly deteriorating.
Ah mais je m'en bats les couilles de
Your
ce qu'il dit.
attention detaches. The voices of the young men fade away. It's a cool evening, you notice.
Le gros vent, tu sais. Écoutez, son nocturne. Non, parcourir la pièce des yeux.
Your eye drifts over the detritus and mismatched furniture. It naturally gravitates toward the pieces of canvas that cover a missing stretch of wall. The way they billow in the night breeze reminds you of something. That must be it. You imagine yourself in a small dinghy buoyed along gentle swells. In another life, you might have made a fine seafaring man. Who knows, you may become one yet. Gradually, the pleasant sensation recedes. You turn your attention to the two young men who appear just about finished.
And before that, there was
But,
Comment s'en branle?
of course, our special emphasis is on the theories of Ignaz Nilsson and his followers, especially the inframaterialists.
Krasmazov, ouais, je connais, ouais. Mais qui c'est, Ignaz
Only
Nilsson, là?
Krasmazov's most trusty lieutenant, the evangelist of the revolution, and the founding father of the People's Republic of Samara.
Non, mais voilà aussi. Ça, c'est le problème de la politique, vous voyez. Non, mais c'est le problème. C'est qu'il y a des mecs qui réfléchissent à des modèles de société, mais en fait, c'est pas ces modèles qui sont importants, c'est ces hommes-là, tu vois. C'est idolâtrer des gens alors qu'on s'en bat les couilles. Enfin, c'est cool, tu vois, qu'ils aient fait ce travail-là, il faut les respecter, mais on s'en branle. Là, les mecs, ils se masturbent ils se polichent le sgeg, là, en disant « Ah ouais, machin truc, lieutenant favori de mes couilles. » On s'en fout. On s'en fout, non? Vous êtes des communistes ou vous n'êtes pas des communistes, là? C'est quoi vos plans d'action, là?
It's hard to overstate how unimpressed he is that you've never heard of this world historical individual.
He also happens to be the greatest communist theorist after Mazov himself.
Mhm.
It was Nilsson who first postulated the existence of ideological plasm, which forms the basis of inframaterialist theory.
Those words again. You've got to find out what this inframaterialist, whatever it is, one thing's perfectly clear. These young students have a much deeper understanding of
Ouais, ils ont
communism
l'air.
than you could learn a thing or two from them. If you can convince them you're one of them. The young man sighs. His companion looks about furtively.
Ouais, vous acceptez de nouveaux
We
membres?
typically only accept new members once per semester. There's this whole process with essays and presentations on assigned topics.
C'est barbant. Le jeune homme se tourne vers son camarade.
Given that we have some extra seating at the moment, I guess we could be convinced to expedite an application or two.
Bah en même temps, vous êtes deux branleurs avec l'autre connasse qui est dehors, là.
Steven, You can't be serious. For gendarme?
Et alors, c'est quoi ton problème, espèce de connard? T'as cru que t'allais refaire la société en me disant ah bah non, pas ceux-là.
I am serious.
Ouf, con,
As
hein.
materialists, we've got to adapt to conditions as they are.
Ça va dans le chat, vous êtes pas
Besides,
mort là? J'ai eu un
you
message
still need to
bienvenue
pass
dans le
the
chat, j'espère que ça m'a pas
interview
d'écho
portion of the
pendant 1
entrance
milliard d'années.
process.
Si je n'ai pas répondu, c'est que je vous ai pas lu, hein. Parce que je les vois pas. Non, savoir pour update. Ouais, non, mais ouais.
Assuming he's even still interested, that is.
Sans froid.
Sure.
Sleep well.
Du café. Ça c'est pour Bibi ça. Une seule guerre, celle des classes. Je le branle entouré de gouache. Super. Bon, sans froid. Oh, j'aime bien la musique. Sans froid. Sans froid, c'est quoi? C'est jaune ou violet? Jaune. Je crois. Ou rouge. J'ai rien qui améliore mon sang-froid si j'ai ça. C'est tout? Oh, franchement.
The gendarme returns.
Is it getting warm in here?
Non, mais pour voir. Ça, en vrai, ça m'intéresse pas trop, mais
The gendarme
c'est
returns.
marrant, quoi.
Is it getting warm in here?
Non? Bon, ça passe.
The gendarme returns.
Ça restera
Is it
notre petit
getting
secret.
The gendarme returns.
Remember,
Après, je...
where most
Ouais, j'avais
people
un
go
point aussi.
wrong is in thinking they have to. Now, chin up. You've got this.
Ce groupe idéal, pour moi, on commence quand?
Oh, you want to start now? Sure, we can manage that.
You've caught him off balance. The momentum is already in your favor.
Go ahead
Let's
and take
go.
a seat. Since we haven't had time to prepare an exhaustive questionnaire, I think we can keep this interview more freeform. Why don't you tell us a bit about the books you're interested in?
Je vais
And
être
we'll
honnête,
just
les
see
gars,
where the
je lis pas tant que ça.
conversation
Ça veut pas dire que j'ai pas d'histoire à vous
goes.
raconter.
Okay, we'll bite. What sort of stories are we talking about?
How about a tale of adventure, intrigue, and daring do?
Je peux vous raconter comment je me suis infiltré chez Wild Pines au cours de mon enquête.
Sounds like old-fashioned revolutionary espionage.
Bien sûr.
Let's see where this goes.
You've got them. They're starting to loosen up. You're relaxed and in control. You deftly weave every piece of the story together.
But I still don't see what the lady driver had to do with a strike standoff.
Évidemment, tu vois pas le rapport, elle a été manipulée, c'est certain, par ces enculés hein de social-démocrates. C'est pas étonnant d'ailleurs, la représentante de Wild Pine cherchait aussi à me
Clearly,
manipuler.
there's a lot of ins and outs. It almost reminds me of a Dick Mullen novel.
Ouais.
Another quarter of an hour disappears. The conversation bounces back and forth. Whatever their pretensions, it's clear these two have been craving something real. Now you can sense things starting to slow down. Time to wrap this tale up.
Enfin bref, ma théorie du moment, c'est qu'elle doit être quelque part sur la côte.
Makes sense. It doesn't seem like there's anywhere else she could have gone.
Ah ouais.
I suppose we'll have to leave it there. But listen, gendarme. We could use someone with your breadth of expertise.
Let's go.
With just a little more theoretical background, I think you'll be able to make some real contributions.
Ok,
Yes, I would say he's got serious potential at least.
let's
And
go.
with that, welcome to the most ideologically advanced materialist reading group in Martinez. Here's your first assignment. It's an overview of inframaterialist theory. A little basic, as you'll see, but one has to start somewhere.
Ouais,
back when
on
you're
dit rien,
done.
on dit rien.
We'll be here pretty much every night after 10 p.m.
Ouais,
Do
ok.
be sure to take your time with the reading. We'll be eager to hear your thoughts.
Groupe de lecture a quelque chose à voir avec le lynchage, là?
Flinching? No. We're not an operational cell.
We think of ourselves as more of an intellectual vanguard.
Quelle est votre position vis-à-vis du lynchage? Est-ce qu'il y a des cellules d'intervention communistes à Martinez?
No, unfortunately. The communards were hunted down and killed nearly to a man. All that's left of them are bones and old rifles.
Comme celui-ci.
His companion's eyes widen as you hold up the ancient weapon. He's practically itching to stick that thing in someone's face and pull the trigger.
Yes, like that one. I wonder how many of these are still lying around in cellars or sealed up behind the masonry.
Fronce les sourcils et lève les yeux.
Can I hold it?
Tiens.
It's heavier than I was expecting.
Tiens, le fusil à l'horizontale sur ses paumes ouvertes. Cette position vous rappelle quelque chose.
The attitude of a priest bearing one of the holy relics of his faith. Though it is long out of service, its power is evident to him. When he's finished, he returns the rifle to you with a nod of appreciation.
Sur les autres membres.
What do you mean? This is the reading group.
Donc vous êtes deux, quoi.
We're in something of a rebuilding phase.
Some of our former comrades didn't have the ideological fortitude our work demands.
Ok.
Go ahead.
J'imagine que ce tube de gouache appartient à Simli.
Yeah, it's hers. She just sort of moved it all in a few months ago.
She said if she's going to make truly radical art, she needs a suitably radical workspace.
And I don't think she could afford rent at an actual studio.
Ok.
Go ahead.
Qu'est-ce que vous fabriquez avec des
The young
allumettes?
man frowns at the little pile of boxes on the floor.
Nothing, just messing around until the meeting started.
They're watching those matchboxes awfully intently for two guys who are just messing around. It's almost as though they were trying to create the most unstable structure they could, with predictable results.
Ok, je me casse les boys. Plein de cul de vous écouter. Je me tire. La musique de l'angoisse là. Ah, j'espère que demain il y sera plus là quand on va aller se coucher, quoi. Dites-moi qu'il y aura plus cette musique. Je suis prêt à tout là. Tintin. Allez-vous-en! Meilleure équipe!
It's getting late. On the table, you see a bowl of... An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your...
J'aimerais
bed is
bien avoir cette
comforting.
réflexion.
If-
Allez, esprit
The
reptilien,
bed
c'est
underneath
parti.
you
Là.
is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
Rivage noir, mon cul, je sais à quoi tu joues.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately?
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Non.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people and then forgets about it.
M'en fous, ça me fait pas peur.
Hear that? You are naive to think he's afraid of his bloodied hands. Soul brother. Oh no. I see inside his amygdala and his hippocampus. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
Ouais.
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad.
Pourquoi j'étais là? Je veux juste dormir.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream. The worst of them all.
Le dernier rêve.
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
Il a l'air sentir l'abricot.
Of hell. An ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Everything is so okay.
On dirait pas que ça va aller bien. Hein.
Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
Par contre, faut pas dormir sur sa chaise, hein.
An old mirror hangs on the wall.
Ah.
You see the reflection of your face.
La musique, je vais péter un plomb en vrai. C'est pas bien, hein. C'est pas bien ce qu'ils ont fait là. Hein.
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
C'est qui?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Est-ce une coïncidence qu'elle se trouve sur le toit?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
On a là, là.
The
D'accord.
petals feel dry and fragile in your hand. Water flows under the channel bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth, but there is none. Inland, above the Martinez distributary, the channel that brought wastewater from the silk mills of Gemro, and then dead bodies during the war. The wrinkled fingers of an old man crush flower petals, then sprinkle them in the stream like white salt. Wait, have you noticed there's a war veteran playing a ball game on the plaza? You should ask him about the flowers. In your hands, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekaterina Dahl. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow. Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead. You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long. Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading.
Regardez le dos du
The
livre.
back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
Ressemble à quoi?
She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you. In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturned motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. The Yugograd riots took place from 27 to 29. Fueled by ethnic unrest and the state's repressive tactics, these events are often seen as marking the end of a brief period of liberalization known as the Yugograd Spring. Like all such periods, it is frequently memorialized in art and literature. As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes. It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
Oh.
You've made the right life choices today, sir.
La fumée.
The cover of this pocket-sized volume features a swirl of orange, yellow, and green. The title, A Brief Look at Inframaterialism, is set in an authoritative yet approachable serif font. What an interesting color palette. It's vibrant, yet somehow leaves you ever so slightly nauseated. On the inside jacket flap, you find a brief summary. What is inframaterialism? A highly theoretical branch of Mazovian communism? A collection of mystical ramblings by a discredited revolutionary? Or possibly both? This brief look, TM, introduces readers to one of this century's most fascinating and misunderstood theories in a concise, jargon-free manner.
Bon bah les couilles. Très bien. Kim. Bon allez, soyons demandés aux villageois. Vieille.
Our tenant, the police.
Vous avez pas vu une femme
I
rousse?
hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Oui, c'est vrai. Merci pour la baraque, mais tu me fais chier.
Just us. It's barely.
Mais non, mais non,
The
mais non.
place is so pornographically poor. It's not even. She nods, rinsing
Vous
another
avez pas vu
piece
une
of
femme
cloth.
rousse?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Because she's
Elle
blind,
voit rien.
which you seem to have forgotten.
Vous voyez de qui je
This is
parle?
my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
C'est comme lorsque cet homme s'est enfermé dans la remise. Il faut juste qu'on l'aide à sortir.
No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrive by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass.
Oh mon dieu, quoi. Ouais,
I'm
c'est...
not going anywhere. Perhaps there's something else the village can do for you, huh? Though we don't have much here.
Ta
Just
gueule.
garbage.
Non, mais ta
and a
gueule.
skiff or two.
J'ai trouvé une veste.
I can wash it for you.
Ouais?
But it's going to take about a half an hour.
Oui, t'inquiète.
No, we must run around ceaselessly.
I could use a breather before another rainy day begins.
Ok.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that.
Ah mais déjà? Moins art dramatique? Cette dégaine. Oh là c'est parfait là. Je pense que là on va se taper comme ça. Jacqueline!
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Ouais, signe les documents.
I've written his plan for the village.
Tiens, prends.
He has a pen and everything.
Prends un stylo avec un regard plein de doute. Appuie pour faire sortir la mine et place la pointe sur le papier.
Here you go.
Merci.
You're welcome.
Je peux pas lui demander pour Jacqueline. En réalité, je cherche quelqu'un d'autre.
Who?
Je suis à la recherche d'une suspecte qui a peut-être séjourné dans le quartier.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Très récemment, ces derniers jours. Je pense qu'elle est arrivée vendredi.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning. Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again.
Ok.
Sorry I couldn't help you out. Well, how can I...
Bah attends. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Qui c'est fou là, elle? C'est qui?
I'll just keep the Cordelechi in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
Elle enroule la ligne d'amarrage autour d'un piquet.
Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty?
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Bonjour.
Hello, detectives.
Elle attache l'extrémité de la ligne autour du piquet et se redresse.
Good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Vous avez espionné?
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the Cordelechi red. Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
Alors l'endroit vous plaît?
How do I like it?
Elle regarde en direction du village. De la boue recouvre les parpaings. Les travaux ont débuté il y a des ans et n'ont jamais été terminés.
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune.
Okay.
The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
Non.
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Let's react.
N'aie pas peur, c'est à ça que ressemble la vraie ville.
I'm not frightened, officer. I'd never...
Elle s'appuie sur la rambarde en regardant le ciel gris.
Above you, there forms a quilt of altocumulus clouds, twisting into each other. The wind tugs and stretches them over the bay. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Have I told you how they discovered this place?
Le vent se lève, son imperméable claque dans la bourrasque. C'est-il?
No, they're in Sealindian, Isla.
Non.
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
J'ai même environ 45% de mes capacités, mais je vais
I knew
mieux.
you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Ouais, racontez-moi. Jette un coup d'œil rapide à sa montre, il n'a pas l'air d'avoir le temps.
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. I would not want to delay you. Maybe there is something else I can assist you with, while you're hot in pursuit?
Non. Très bien. Bah, le problème, c'est que j'ai pas d'infos. J'ai demandé aux trois Provras là. Ou aux marmots, mais les marmots ils sont teubés. Après ils vont peut-être
The
me raconter un truc.
scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Les enfants, vous avez vu un méchant dans le coin? Les enfants lèvent le regard, la bouche légèrement
I don't
ouverte.
think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is gonna crack the case.
Les Provras là.
The legend! He's back!
Pas mal.
Oh, you see Freckle's cigarette?
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Tequila Sunset.
Ouais. Vous avez pas vu une femme rousse appelée Ruby traîner dans le coin
Can't
par
really
hasard?
remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
Oh là là.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Toi là.
Uncle. Uncle.
Allô?
There's no waking him
Allô?
from...
J'en peux plus de ces trois, ils servent à rien. Pardon, excusez-moi. J'allais voir l'autre avec ses mioches là, son mioche. Ah, mazout. Ah c'est bien, ça nourrit les poissons ça. Le poisson nourri au kérosène, c'est toujours le meilleur. Bouge d'égout. Bouge d'égout. Jackie la tulipe là. T'as bien vu quelqu'un, non? Je suis sûr, elle s'est foutue dans une ruine. T'as pas vu une meuf là, suspect là?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's
Non, mais
just
ça
a
fait
regular
17
day
ans
off
que t'es
for me
devant
and
ton
Mikhail here.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
Oui.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
sais pas, on va essayer de vérifier quelque part, non? Un peu partout en fait. On va peut-être dézoomer un peu histoire de pas rater un truc. Pardon, excusez-moi pour mon nez, au secours. Je vous jure que les ERJ c'est pas facile. Hein. Putain. Je crois que j'avais un spray à l'eau de mer, un truc comme ça là. Enfin, je rechoppe ça. Ah. Porte dans un bâtiment, l'endroit. Hein. Que... Ouais, mais comment je fais pour y aller?
A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall, with another 7 shades standing a cold sea behind this building.
Moi je sais pas comment aller là-bas. Hein. Ça c'est sa boue à la con là. Où il y avait Rin. C'est très bien qu'il y a un truc là, putain. Comment je fais pour y aller? En vrai, il y a un passage que j'ai pas découvert. L'échelle, ils m'ont dit, est en trop mauvais état. J'ai pas de quoi la réparer, l'échelle. Oh non, pas la musique de merde. Je fais baiser. On sait pas pourquoi à quelques endroits, genre il y a la musique à la con. C'est fascinant.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
It's military. The washerwoman from here?
Bon, elle est pas dans le coin, quoi. Kim, là, on peut plus me voir courir, je pense. Ça fait 20 ans, il est à la traîne. Mais non, mais arrête la musique.
Yes, what is it?
Est-ce que vous avez croisé quelqu'un de louche, une femme appelée Ruby?
What? No, no one's suspicious around here.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything. I use the Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? Then you'll certainly... On the front, it's all around...
Like love.
I guess it is, but it's not
Bon,
anyway.
en vrai,
She liked to tell me this. It calmed her nerves.
Great.
The cloud, true, hard, it's hard, skipper.
En fait, je comprends pas comment je peux l'aider, lui, avec ses câblox, là.
The mother of humanism stands above you. oppression.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you. Oh yeah.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Je sais pas ce que c'est que le parti fondateur.
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know.
Ah, ok.
Yes.
Le problème de sinusoïde, mais c'est quoi le souci avec
He's a
Haig?
quiet man, mostly communicates through music and by being a master of ceremonies.
C'est quoi un maître de cérémonie? Comment est-ce que tu communiques avec lui?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Est-ce que tu as déjà parlé pour de vrai?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.
Goodbye, officer.
Quoi, il faut que je réussisse son jet de dés impossible là pour me synchroniser sinusoïde avec lui là?
True, hard, full, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega, internally coherent.
Bah en fait je me demandais si tu savais qui a buté le mercenaire pendu dans la cour.
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be.
Tu as déjà dit pourquoi ça veut dire quoi? Non. Comment ça veut dire que ça n'a pas grand chose à voir avec notre affaire?
It's the message, so listen and you will see. No illusion, the spirit is what you feel.
Non mais en fait il y a vraiment des trucs que j'ai pas fait. Tu peux me dire ce que tu fais là? Je vois.
Yeah, Viclo, true, hardcore, internally coherent. All car, gotta get the people. I'm the party
Pourquoi?
boy. It's my job.
C'est quoi un festoyeur? Je crois que moi aussi je suis un festoyeur. Ah putain!
True, hardcore, yeah.
This young
Merde.
or maybe it's not Godfather.
Ouais.
He missed one A.
It's nice to be.
Oh putain.
Full, hardcore, internally coherent.
4,
Gotta get the
5,
people. I'm the
6,
party boy.
7.
Hardcore party 25/7 beyond the winter's orbit style.
There is a place far away in Cutler, beyond a certain latitude, known as Winter's Orbit, where there are 25 hours in a day. It is a tremendously cold place, abandoned to drunks and failed rock stars, full of etonite, depression, and half-finished ski-flying hills. The Suru live there.
Incroyable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ok.
The question is, what is the question?
Ça aurait été génial si t'avais posé une question. Non. Réponds juste à la question.
No question.
1.
This
Non!
young or maybe it's not Godfather.
Ouais.
You know Van Eyck?
Ta copine a celle maladie.
Good, good. The Advent?
Ok, super.
True, hardcore,
J'en ai vraiment 15 des trucs là.
hardcore. Ah!
The question is, what is
Ça aurait
the
été
question?
génial si tu m'avais posé une question, mais là j'ai rien dit.
But there was a question?
Viclo, true.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3
Is it
corps.
though?
Ça l'est.
But is it? I mean, really?
La question est qu'à la question.
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Il fronce les sourcils puis se met à bouger la tête.
The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore.
Non.
There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, right next to the canal.
Un buisson d'aubépine pousse dans la rue de Saint-Ghislaine, juste à côté du canal.
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
Non mais moi je croyais avoir déjà fait tous ces lignes de dialogue à ce con, mais en fait j'en ai eu d'autres après. Egg, tu peux rediriger le signal de Suna dans tes haut-parleurs, s'il te plaît?
To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary. What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5?
Un 3.5.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter. These two don't mix.
Oh putain.
No. We're going to be in this church forever.
Ah ouais.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here.
Cherche le câble au sol et le ramasse en regardant le jack.
Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good people.
En souriant, il enfonce la fiche dans l'entrée auxiliaire. Vous entendez un clic satisfaisant.
Oh, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound.
Oh, allez, caisse.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Avec la musique?
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn
J'en vois
off the
deux, là.
on for just a sec. For a special scheduled event.
Ok.
The Arno will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. All right, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes, and then I'll turn off the music.
T'as dit que t'étais inquiet. Pourquoi le problème avec la musique d'après toi?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
Il devient pensif.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51.
Ok.
Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
Réfléchis un instant puis sur l'expression
It's
s'éclaircit.
like it's only ultra.
Mhm.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
Comment va Mehdi? Incroyable. Le Mehdi. Le mix, il est à... Il est proto, il est pas du tout hardcore.
Culture cop.
For a moment, you almost think he's going to put his hand down, but that would be ludicrous.
Ludicrous. J'adore ce mot, je sais pas pourquoi. Et bah ouais, tranquille. Tranquille, tranquille. Comme je disais, éclaté là, je fais du sport toute la journée. JPP.
I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
C'est de penser à quelque chose qui pourrait rendre ce mix plus hardcore.
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
Réfléchis encore plus fort.
Oh yeah, he's doing it.
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason.
Mon imagination me fait défaut.
No, so does mine.
Neri est secoue la tête.
But there's something else that hasn't failed you.
Ça ressemble étrangement à une question. Je pensais que la question était quelle est la question?
No, this is the answer.
Je peux pas t'aider pour le moment, j'ai besoin de quelque chose d'autre, quelque chose d'extra.
Yeah.
Avec les bandes magnétiques, ouais. Instrument physique, j'ai. Pas plus là?
Vibration, a hawthorn tree stands on the other real deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
Avec une bûche à la main? Non, j'ai mon poste radio et j'ai une flashlight énorme. Je suis un peu un flic, tu sais, dans les années 80, tu sais, où t'avais les postes radio à pile là, et la petite flashlight parce qu'on reste un flic.
You know it in your lungs where the pressure should vibrate, in your heart that's alone, and in your solar plexus where the hits should land. So does every chordate animal.
Faut plus de basse! Envoie le caisson, mon pote! Le jeune homme fait un geste brusque comme s'il était sur le point de baisser le son, mais ce serait ridicule de penser ça. Et une bonne mélodie rend n'importe quelle chanson accrocheuse. Avec une bonne mélodie, impossible de sortir une chanson du crâne.
Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from?
Je ne sais pas, je pensais que tu le savais.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about Nordic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore.
He feels ashamed.
Vous êtes nuls.
More service to the future of dance music.
Plus que les rollers et c'est... Ah ouais, les rollers. Accepter la tâche. Une enquête citoyenne.
The young man falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile, as if it could hinder your investigation.
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it, so that Egghead could use it to remix Van Eyck's jam.
Yeah, maybe that street hawker across the pawn shop has got some tapes to sell. That's just an idea.
There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, right next to the canal.
Ah, je sais.
A reel of magnetic tape is caught in its branches, like bronze ribbons blowing in the wind.
Ah bon? Rue de Saint-Ghislain, j'y suis déjà allé.
I know this!
St. G is the boulevard before the canal bridge. The one that takes you to the whirling in rags in the industrial harbour. It's got the lanterns and the...
I knew that! I could have said that!
And the mosaic sidewalk.
Okay,
It's all blocked with that stupid traffic jam right now.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, Copman.
Copman!
J'ai trouvé une bande. Si tu utilisais pour améliorer le mix. Attends, c'est quoi ma bande déjà? Ah mais oui, c'est l'autre.
Yeah! Spin the tape until the space escape. Yeah!
Elle lui donnait un méga compi du quart d'heure. Vous arrache la bande et il la fixe sur l'emplacement de la bobine vide. Il met sur les écouteurs et il écoute l'audio. Puis en secouant la tête, il dit...
No! This is gonna make people scared. Keep it positive. Keep the love in the house.
Et celle-là?
Righteous.
Il écoute et il dit non.
No, can't do. Yeah.
Ok, j'en trouverai une autre. Tu es dans les pensées. Non, pourquoi des poumons? L'amour, la compassion, l'autodiscipline. C'est quoi le lien entre les poumons et l'amour?
When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah!
Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul?
Ah non.
I think so.
Eh bien, les poumons sont l'endroit où tu retiens le souffle de ton âme, n'est-ce pas? Allez, on te dit qu'on fait comme ça. Vas-y, casse-toi, tu m'as saoulé. Jean-Michel m'a saoulé. Je parlais à Egg, il a branché le câble. Vous allez pouvoir remettre le son sur vos haut-parleurs.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just
Maximum!
Your Egghead, un sourire de la taille d'une étoile naine, toujours accroché au visage.
Maximum is the only way!
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time? Maximum is not the only way, okay?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master! There's no other way! Glue style!
Glue style?
J'en peux plus de lui en fait.
There literally is no other way. The mixing desk is glued to maximum.
Ah.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
Pourquoi si vous voulez baisser le volume?
Because I'm afraid that something might happen. It's an unknown phenomenon. We can always turn it back up if there's a need.
Can't turn down the hardcore!
Ah, je crois qu'Egghead veut dire que le curseur du volume est coincé sur maximum.
Of course it is.
Elle hausse les épaules d'un air résigné. Yeah! Hardcore!
Ray of sound!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready?
Allez.
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting.
Born ready. Ready.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The
Let's
lieutenant
go.
nods stoically. Not so stoically, his hand moves to the gun holster. There's tightness in your chest. Anxiety.
Let's go.
5, 4,
4, 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. Mute disengaged.
Elle lève la main sur le clavier. Un silence complet s'installe dans l'enceinte de l'église.
No wind outside. No waves. No floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It's out there now, in the world, made manifest. It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
Ça va trahir son anxiété tandis qu'il recule d'un pas pour jauger son environnement. Un raclement léger, semblable à un cliquetis de cristal dans un vaisselier, se rejoint au cantique. Sont bien les icônes qui apparaissent en fonction des compétences. Oui, trop. Ouais, chaque trait de caractère a son propre design, ouais. Et du coup, le fait d'améliorer, bah, dans tes dialogues, tu vas avoir des trucs qui apparaissent, quoi. En fonction de si tu réussis tes jets. Par exemple, tu vois, lui, c'était un jet, il fallait faire 8, j'ai eu 9. Lui, il fallait faire 8, j'ai fait 10. Lui, il fallait faire 10, j'ai fait 12. Etc, etc.
It's getting louder.
Dicknoïde, les yeux rivés sur le drôle de cercle que forme le Vaccine. Je n'ai pas encore touché. Il est très très bien. Hein. En vrai, en live, c'est un peu plus dur parce que, bah, en live, bon, encore moi je m'en fous un peu, mais en vrai, t'as toujours envie, tu sais, en live, d'essayer d'être dynamique et tout. Et puis en plus, le problème, c'est que c'est le genre de jeu où si les gens, ils ont pas trop suivi, tu vois, choper ça au milieu, t'y pannes rien, quoi. C'est d'ailleurs pour ça qu'il y a personne là sur les lives parce que, bah, en vrai, à part ceux qui ont suivi vraiment depuis le tout début, mais il y en a très très peu. Donc ça intéresse pas trop, mais le jeu est excellent à faire soi, tranquillou, de ton côté, tu fais ce que tu veux. T'es pressé par rien et tout, il est vraiment cool. Le seul truc que j'ai un bug avec la musique, c'est tout. Juste ça, c'est très bien. Ah
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
Egghead pousse un premier hurlement, puis un second, mais sa voix faiblit petit à petit. C'est la fin du jeu, je pense que je commence. Je suis bien plus des 2/3, à mon avis, hein, mais c'est très compliqué, j'arrive pas trop à avoir la notion.
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines
Attention.
on its way. Salvation.
Ouais.
He's peaking. The worst high he's ever been on.
J'ai jamais rien entendu aussi hardcore. Je m'en
The
l'air.
beauty and the beat! The future of dance!
Non, mais t'inquiète.
Planetary!
No, Egg! It's the window!
Autour du cœur nu de Dolores Day, les pièces de verre se mettent à trembler, comme si l'auguste ancêtre était revenu d'entre les morts.
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
J'avoue, Mehdi. Tu connais Bread, bien sûr. Mais sur mon YouTube, hein, je l'ai Bread au complet, je crois, avec tous les... Avec toutes les étoiles, il me semble. Je crois que j'en ai pas fait une, celle où il faut attendre 3 heures. Mais j'ai fait Bread dans son complet, dans son ensemble, et en plus je l'ai fait il y a pas longtemps. Je vous montre quoi, je l'ai fait il y a genre 8 mois. L'été dernier je l'ai fait. Ou peut-être... Ouais, c'est sûr l'année dernière. Eh, ça marche, putain, t'es un bâtard. J'y étais. J'y étais. Mais c'est bien aussi que jouer à des jeux que tu connais pas. Parce qu'au moins tu peux savoir des bons jeux, tu vois. Ça l'avantage des streamers. C'est quand t'hésites à un jeu, avant on pouvait se faire les démos, mais... Je trouve qu'un streamer... Un mec qui a des goûts en... Des goûts dans tout ce qui est vidéoludique... Calme-toi avec Otterwell. Dans tout ce qui est vidéoludique, bah du coup c'est quand même plus cool quoi. Tu sais que c'est un peu comme une critique du cinéma, même si ça c'est travers aussi. Du coup vous observez le lieutenant qui, après s'être décalé prudemment sur le côté, s'efforce de trouver une issue de secours.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof.
Elle lève les yeux, un déchirement fend en l'air, le bois et les clous hurlent. Les colonnes de l'église fléchissent autour de vous, tout autour de vous.
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
Come down to earth! Love!
It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor twists. A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it.
Elle tend la main vers le clavier. Ne paniquez pas, on vit un moment merveilleux.
Beautiful car! Beautiful life!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Yes, I've turned it off.
Elle pousse un cri avec le microphone de contact dans la main.
Andre, pull the compressor. The place is gonna come down.
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's...
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
Les gars, quoi qu'il arrive, faut pas l'arrêter.
But then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
C'est
You
chouillatoire.
did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's a start.
Que vous avez entendu ça?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again.
C'était quoi ce délire? C'est la première fois que j'entends un truc pareil.
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically, I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
Vous allez écrire une lettre à Suiso?
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear.
That it wasn't her fault. Or theirs.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
Qu'est-ce que vous comptez faire?
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Suliswolf. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth. For her, at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach.
Oh
It's
là
still
là.
alive.
Logique. Bon, on s'approche de la fin du jeu. Je triche un peu pour les jets. Tranquille. Je crois que j'ai mon chapeau là de ouf pour la logique. Lui.
Yes, what is it?
You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago.
Une seconde, comment c'est possible?
These thoughts formed in you somewhere. In a long forgotten discussion.
Tard, je me dis, des bisous. Ouais, je resterai pas trop longtemps non plus. Vu que je stream tous les soirs, j'essaye de faire un peu moins quand même. Mais c'est gentil de passer en tout cas, la bise. Table de cuisine, bien la lumière du soir.
She was there too. Her hair smelled of shampoo and she was smoking.
Tsuna, c'est le point d'origine de l'intangible.
What?
L'absorption est le point de départ, c'est un bébé intangible.
But Hale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
That comforts her.
C'est tout le contraire. Nous trouvons à pas moins de 20 mètres du bord.
She looks up into the darkness under the nave, then back at you. You have her full, undivided attention.
Hey yo, Ken.
The lieutenant's too.
Ça,
He
gros?
takes his glasses off.
Ça débloquette là? Ça go Overwatch? C'est Overwatch? L'intangible n'est qu'un effet, une transition entre le monde et cette chose.
Then, what is that?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing.
C'est moins que rien. L'état de repos final de Harité. Imaginez si tout ça n'avait jamais existé.
Then the Pale is...
Simplement une variation.
But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here and the Pale is not.
Un jour, quand l'intangible aura pris de l'ampleur, la situation sera différente.
I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer or a mold. Erupting in points inside the world.
Comme ici.
According to this, how long...
L'absorption va commencer. Elle a déjà commencé avec le son.
And information. Causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects in addition to sound and data?
I also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCM...
Ne s'est pas formé dans une église, c'est l'église qui s'est formée autour de l'intangible.
Of course! A pinewood sarcophagus, or a containment facility of some kind, built by the first settlers.
Oui, ils ont agi instinctivement selon les pratiques religieuses oubliées. Peut-être que c'est une coïncidence aussi. Peut-être que c'est une coïncidence.
Yes, but still, I have considered the same. And the bad news is, there were 7 such pinewood churches built in the first decade of Revachol settlement. Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
Je crois que je m'étais déjà fait cette réflexion, c'est pour ça que je sais.
An amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however. Well worded, I might add.
Yes, it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved by anthroponetic scientists.
Un jour, le monde entier ressemblera à un trou de 2 mm.
She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window, cold and moist.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest? Some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad, but...
Man, you will certainly sound mad.
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
Peut-être pas, ouais.
Yeah! Once
Ouais,
the light is on in the
d'accord.
universe, it will never go out.
Let's go.
Thank you, Micah. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have an anthropomedic detection to perform in this district.
Nice. Rangez toutes les pièces. Récemment, quelqu'un s'est promené dans vos rêves à la recherche d'une chose, en y mettant de l'ordre. Rangeant ailleurs des rêves inaccomplis, en plaçant plaçant les douleurs anciennes dans des boîtes, vos pires cauchemars sont apaisés depuis un moment. Filet de lumière sur la porte de la chambre après les ténèbres. Des paupières qui papillonnent sous le soleil printanier, une pensée qui émerge automatiquement pour disparaître à nouveau. Et pourtant, un motif se dessine. Allez, let's go. Là. On va intérioriser ça. Voilà. Bien se faire chier. Bon, ça raconte quoi, Ken? Rien de plus. Lui, faut que je lui trouve une bande. Ça, c'était un son de malade.
It was awesome and scary. Very hardcore.
Sa voix gronde dans la salle, puis il se mure dans le
Too
silence.
hardcore, in fact. I couldn't control it at all.
Il s'est passé quoi?
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts compressing itself and everything around it. Completely fills up the headspace. Extreme.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
Y a-t-il quelque chose qu'on puisse faire?
Oh! I don't know. Maybe someone can do something with this. I imagine this is the sounds that the future could make.
On dirait que l'avenir va être encore plus hardcore que je l'avais imaginé. Au chinois. Au chinois, là?
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you. Goodbye, officer.
Il se casse. Petit chinois, là, petit chinois. D'ailleurs, je leur avais posé une question aux autres, là. Attends, je vais voir vite fait eux deux.
Welcome back.
Vous avez croisé une rose dans le coin?
Just now.
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows.
C'est pas forcément bon signe. Ouais, salut.
Yo, man.
Diablo va
What's on your
sucer.
mind?
Ok. Y'a pas Kramman là? Kramman il est pas là. Et Zoom Crab. Ça va être bon ça, Diablo là. Les vrais beaux. Je sais pas pourquoi il bug Kim. En vrai, on n'est pas allé là-dedans, on va quand même y aller. Et puis sinon, on va aller voir, je crois, les bidonvilles. C'est petite. T'aurais pas vu Ruby?
Ruby. Ruby.
Soudain, un petit fille devint très sérieuse et se penche en avant comme si elle était sur le point de vous raconter un secret.
My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl.
Kids.
Super.
Bye!
Musique du cul. Il y avait un bidonville où je pouvais rentrer, ouais, c'est lui. Mais j'ai aucune idée d'où elle est cette connasse, hein. Impressionnant, hein. Y a personne qui m'a dit la moindre info dessus, hein. Tout le monde s'en bat les couilles de ma life. Ah là. Non, y a rien ici. Oh, j'ai envie de canner, quoi. Y a quelqu'un là. Non, c'est la lampe, j'ai vu juste bouger la lampe. Gros connard là, t'aurais pas des bandes?
The flashlight, please.
Oh putain, c'est vrai que lui c'est un mongol. Lui.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
All the old boomboxes are there, blinking and waiting to...
C'est où il avait ses bandes là?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the... A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamp.
Non mais son réverbère...
What a shirt. All other shirts pale.
Mais je crois qu'il avait des bandes lui.
Let me know if I can help you with
Pourquoi il nous est utile?
But I can try and answer any question. I do my best.
He doesn't know.
Non mais lui c'est rien. J'ai autre chose à vendre.
Let me have a look.
Je possède une armure.
Let's see it.
C'est beau ce
no, 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 no. I don't need bloodthirsty mercenaries knocking on my door looking for their missing toys. Besides, this gear costs a fortune. There's no one in Martinez with that kind of money.
It feels like he would have accepted the risk if he hoped to profit from it. It's not greed, though. Deep down, he's a gambler, provided the stakes are sufficiently interesting.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Bidon d'essence. Bah j'ai beaucoup de merde quoi.
Another time perhaps. Someone...
What? This is a point the lieutenant
oh
shifts
non!
From 1 foot.
Sure, man.
Mais pourquoi
All the
là?
old boomboxes are there, blinking and waiting to whirl. All but one. You.
C'est quoi le problème? C'est que je l'ai en main?
All the old...
Mais c'est quoi le principe là? Normalement lui il vendait des trucs, il vendait des bandes. On va se remettre quand même en affaires ultra stylées. Je vais aller voir qui? Je vais aller voir l'autre con là qui vend des trucs de merde. Ah ouais, l'arbre.
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze. Just like promised, you've stood here for what seems like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes of lorries and carriages.
Affinité mécanique? Mais je sais ça.
The gnarled hawthorn
je suis une machine, 97%, 100%.
Slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches. It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to respool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this.
What's the tape for?
Du hardcore. Sporyed, je lui ai promis de rendre sa reprise de Van Eyck un peu plus hardcore. C'est bon pour peut-être faire affaire.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
Si les fêtards veulent monter une boîte de nuit, il doit bien savoir, il doit bien en avoir un d'entre eux qui sait réparer une simple bande.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. We shouldn't waste our time.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
Bravo, Bépine.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8102. Underneath a slogan, You tree-hugging pansy. The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain endures the wintry gusts with ease.
Officer, the flashlight.
Ah putain, tu me casses les couilles. Oh, t'y as arraché H24. Tu peux réparer cette merde?
You mean Reese Foley? Yeah, I do, but...
Super. Vous pouvez vous en occuper, c'est important. Je dois être en mesure de faire écouter cet enregistrement à
But I'm
quelqu'un.
not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty... worthless.
Sans intérêt, c'est pas sans intérêt, Roy. Il s'agit d'une véritable révolution pour la scène dance dans le coin.
What do you mean?
Vous connaissez cette vieille église sur la côte?
Yes. What about it?
J'ai aidé de jeunes fêtards à transformer en boîte de nuit. Je joue de la musique, de la hardcore, de la Nordic music comme ils appellent.
Is it any good? The music, I mean.
Ça le truc, vous n'avez pas idée à quel point le rythme est aigu, il n'y a aucune basse, juste un son. Cette bande pourrait rendre ça beaucoup plus hardcore.
Man, you're really invested in this. Okay, I'll help you out.
Ah.
It's going to take a moment though, so just sit back and relax.
You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs.
Merci pour votre aide.
Yeah, my pleasure. I do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility.
Ouais, merci, ouais, c'est ça, je me casse. Enveloppe blanche.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum. Underneath all this, Lillian's signature and an empty line waiting for a signee.
Examinez le plan de
The
zonage.
youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. Hard to say. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
Kim, qu'en pensez-vous?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But there's no other way.
Si!
There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Quelles sont les
Once
conséquences?
the construction starts, it will probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
Écoutez, Kim, ces gens seront obligés de partir à cause du bruit. C'est un
have seen it.
scandale. Le temps fronce les sourcils tandis qu'il relit le document.
Eval probably has eyes on us, but if the second signature were to be somehow wrong...
He won't say it outright, but he's suggesting forgery.
Kim, t'es un petit coquin là. Tu me proposes de...
Forgery, yes. It would render the document in.
Allez, let's
It's not the
smoke
sort of act I would normally encourage, but under the circumstances, if done discreetly, it may be the only way to save what's left of the village.
Or you could try to trick Everard. Get someone random to sign the document. By the time the Union boss finds out, your business here will already be concluded.
Les types d'Everard pourraient être encore en train de vous observer. Ouais.
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man? Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same.
Oui, René.
The prick is gone. I can barely believe it. But he's really gone.
He is trying to retain his jolly facade, but the underlying sadness casts a deep shadow over his wrinkled face.
Parti où?
Hell, most likely. He was an absolute Kent.
Comment il est mort?
His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be working for another week, but he just had to prove how tough he is.
Wait, did he push himself?
La retraite à 70 ans, hein?
Doesn't need handouts.
Yes, he was about to head home, cause when the dock workers found him, he was wearing civilian clothes and not the Kuketu uniform I saw him in all the time. Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. Now the joke's on him, cause he's gonna be buried without it.
That means the uniform could still be in the guard booth. Something to keep in mind if you really plan to give yourself to Revachol.
Relate notre conversation à propos de son boulot à pousser à se rendre là-bas?
No. René was the most stubborn man in Revachol. Nothing you or I could say would ever push him to do anything. The man was completely immovable.
Il était si méchant que ça?
I repeat, an absolute Kent. Even his old army buddies didn't want him around. He was like an old viper. The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me. She saw something in him when we were just kids and she never lost sight of it. And I thought if the most beautiful being in the world can love him, then there must be something worth holding on to.
Vous l'aimiez?
We've hated each other our entire lives. So much, in fact, that... Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did. You know what his last words to me were?
Devise royaliste bien de droite.
In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a Kent, and he died a Kent. Let's leave it at that.
Bah, du coup, perdons pas le nord. Vous savez ce qu'ils sont devenus ces médailles?
I took them for myself. Took them to remember that old Kent. Nobody knew him better than I did. And I want to remember that old Kent by something.
Strange how old Kent sounds almost gentle when he says it now.
Ainsi de quoi vous remémorez votre ami et lui donnez une photo de René avec la fille.
Let me see. This was 60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young René looked so happy, and Jenny... I'm sorry, officer. I just... Thank you. Thank you for this little memorabilia. It really means the world to me.
Ah, de rien, Gaston.
That was nice. A small thing for us, but invaluable to him. He probably didn't even know when he had the photo.
Toute Les sincères condoléances.
Yes.
Oh, c'est vache le
We
dé.
are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is. Part of life, really. But to know someone for 79 years, then one day they're just gone. I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. But you must need something.
Dommage que René soit parti, je pensais interroger au sujet de Muguet.
René wasn't really what you'd call a botanist, officer. And believe me, he didn't like Insulindian lilies.
Of course he didn't. Flowers are for pansies. Stop wasting time with them.
Seconde du lycée insulidien.
That's their old name, dating back to the time of kings and crests, and all that other stuff he loved so much.
Pourquoi il en avait-il le droit?
There were many reasons, but mostly it was the communals. They called them the bells of revolution. I guess in the end, the Insulindian lilies were just another piece of the old Insulinde. The royalists had to surrender to the Mazovian insurgents. It doesn't really matter anymore.
J'aimerais te demander 2-3 trucs à propos de René.
Yes? What about René?
Yes.
Non, en fait
It is
rien.
what I just don't know.
Très bien. Alice.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out tool.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Vous avez des infos sur le cuirassé?
I got the mercenary's name and a few biographical details. Are you ready?
The lieutenant leans in to listen.
Balance.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Kortenaer. That's E-L-L-I-S K-O-R-T-E-N-A-I-R. He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2. This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminese conflict.
Okay.
Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Revachol.
Attendez, il a été trouvé dans un compacteur à feuilles?
It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So I thought it would be good for you to know.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
Des infos sur ses parents adoptifs?
Non, officer. Sorry.
Donc tout ce qui est relié à Crenel, c'est cette armure?
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
No problem, lieutenant.
Et on a son nom et ses états de service maintenant.
A name. This is very good. Elise Cortenard.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer.
Merci.
57's over and out.
À
In the cabin,
plus.
you see a set of
Ta gueule. J'avais quoi à faire? Bon, j'ai le mix. La veuve qui cache quelque chose. Chercher les alentours et essayer peut-être à entrer dans sa cabane. Déterminer d'où provenait le tir. La promenade, j'y suis pas arrivé. L'île, je sais pas comment y aller. Faire preuve d'organisation. Sans s'en branle. Inspecter les pièges. Morel. Ah oui, c'est vrai, fallait que je signe. Attends, mais si je vais genre là pour signer les trucs. Ça, si je fais ça. Ça,
take the
interagir.
legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40-month construction period and the zoning plan.
Comment je fais pour le zooker là?
He tries to play it cool.
Je vais vérifier tous les pièges.
Good. Okay. And?
L'un d'eux était vide.
Completely empty?
Oui, il n'y avait rien dans le piège, ni de sauterelle, ni de face-mulet.
No locusts?
That's not ideal, but...
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct them.
Of course, more clever.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locust and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
C'est pas très facile scientifique de raisonner à rebours à partir d'une conclusion qui s'était avérée dans votre tête. Ça, vous savez, ça c'est une très belle leçon. Moi, si j'ai une leçon à vous donner, le biais de confirmation, c'est un truc marrant parce qu'on en parle très peu. Mais en vrai, c'est exactement ça. C'est-à-dire que vous avez une situation et vous raisonnez à partir de cette situation, ce qui est toujours mauvais. Scientifiquement, il ne faut jamais faire ça. Voilà. S'ils avaient été malins, ils auraient dit bon voilà, on crée des pièges, on met une sauterelle, on a combien de pourcentage de chance de choper notre merde? Bon bah, ils établiraient leur pourcentage de chance parce qu'il y a plein de causes qui pourraient faire en sorte que bah leur piège pourrait pas marcher. J'en sais rien, ouais. Il y a le vent, le machin il dégage un peu, enfin bref, il pourrait avoir plein de paramètres ou n'importe quoi. T'as un mec bourré, ivrogne qui tombe dessus sur un piège de merde. Plein de trucs. Donc au final, il se rendrait compte que voilà. Donc ferme ta gueule.
I appreciate your concern, officer.
Ouais, les experts. On dit qu'on fait comme ça.
Thank you, it's an honor.
Affinité mécanique, développer une autre théorie pour expliquer la disparition des sauterelles.
This has been refreshing.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person, hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
Je vois qu'un petit vaurien du nom de Kuno a volé les
A little
sauterelles.
hooligan. But what would a child want with bags?
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
J'avais peut-être parlé...
Delinquents, my favorite.
Oh, you've been so...
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs. Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologize, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
He keeps the language unemotional, but it's in there. Disappointment.
C'est Gary cachait l'armure.
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty.
I don't know what got into him, officer.
Always a pleasure to see an officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Vous avez l'air étonné de voir mon collègue qui est
Not many
soigné.
Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sale. I meant no offense. True.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be a really good one?
Oui.
Well, this is that racist.
Tiens, oui, c'est vrai, notre raciste porte-bonheur.
Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
Le lieutenant viendrait vachon.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject.
Sounds like some conspiracy topic.
Dégage. On est trop du cul là.
Copernado is back.
T'as pas une idée là pour Ruby parce que ça. Hein? J'ai encore vérifié quelques trucs au sujet de la disparition.
What?
Ouais, bon, c'est bon. Calme-toi, calme-toi. Wing. Kuno a tardé là. Est-ce que par hasard tu aurais des informations sur les sauterelles disparues?
No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
Oh mon dieu, quoi. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer.
Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be connected to Night City? AKA the City of Rage. Yeah, that's pretty lame.
Ça me manquait pas de parler avec Kuno, bizarrement. Est-ce que t'es en train de parler de la Cité de la Rage?
Oh god, Kuno, no! It's gonna happen now. They're gonna make you lame.
Stop it, see. No one's gonna make anyone lame. Kuno's got this under control.
There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack, the one with the pig's head.
Kuno doesn't...
Je m'ennuie, Kuno. Bah, trouve un truc à faire dans ta vie, là. J'ai pas le macramé, moi. Route de sauterelle.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows. Like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case.
C'est clair. Le temps regarde autour de lui, écrit quelque chose dans son calepin et se tourne vers vous.
Of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a subcase of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well. Yes.
C'est vrai.
I feel we are nearing a real breakthrough.
Non, pas avec Kuno.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things.
Je sais pas, j'ai envie de le frapper H24 ce gamin, mais...
Fuck does Kuno care?
Tu sais que c'est toi qui as pris les sauterelles.
Yeah. Kuno took the bugs, so what?
Tu que t'en fous comme dans 40 des insectes, mais ensuite tu leur construis une ville.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
Ah, je suis allergique au connard. Ah. Et là, derrière la clôture, puis s'enfuit le visage dans ses mains.
Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the Night City he mentioned when you asked him where he's been.
Donc Night City se trouve à l'intérieur?
Yeah, Locust City, City of Rage, City of Lights.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
T'es improvisé artiste maintenant?
Maybe I am.
C'est clair.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno.
Minute, est-ce que mes oreilles ont bien entendu? T'as dit je?
Kuno made Kuno. Kuno says whatever the fuck he wants. There are no rules here, pig. I fucking say I when I wanna, and Kuno when I wanna. Kuno's free. Kuno's free to fucking die, bitch.
This is what he sometimes does when things get tense.
L'art est une vocation noble. Moi, je suis un artiste un peu, frère.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in like 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno.
Yo, Fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free.
Il essaie de tirer les boutons de sa chemise pour les déchirer, mais il n'y arrive pas.
Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
La séance de plomb s'installe dans la cour. Ça dépend des choix que tu feras, jeune fille.
Without a word, she disappears entirely behind. For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face.
Ah, j'ai pas ma lampe
Now
torche.
convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
Faut que tu arrêtes de revoler les sauterelles, hein. Les cryptozoologues essaient de faire des découvertes importantes. Non, ils s'en branlent. Faut que je te pose la question qui c'est, hein? Allez, vas-y, on va essayer.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
C'est
The
bon, allez.
fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
Phasmidien suignien.
He recognizes the name.
Tu connais Phasmidien suignien?
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
As you leave, you notice his usual rooster-like swaying posture has changed. Slowed down.
Allez, vas-y, Kuno, là, tu m'as saoulé. Jean-Michel m'a saoulé. Est-ce que je dois aller voir Evart? Peut-être que oui, hein.
Hello, officer.
Discuter avec le gamin. Il a promis de tout shipper.
So it
Et gars.
was just a child.
Thank you for telling us.
She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone. A hidden worry.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time. And then maybe we can...
He has a 38-degree fever. His resilience has given way.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
That's just something people tell themselves when they fail.
Faudrait mieux de rentrer. Non, mais j'ai la flemme là.
Come now, we've waited so long. What's one more season?
Self-deceit, sire.
You're right, dear. We'll get our shot yet. I'm sure of it.
The slouch in his shoulders tells you otherwise. He doesn't know how many more field expeditions he has left in him.
This place is much better for fieldwork in the summer, believe me.
Thank you, dear. And
Adresse
you,
ainsi.
Detective Fox? You've been great company to an old lady and her stubborn husband.
You're
Allez, let's
right,
go.
Lena. The RCM is worth their salt. More so than they say on the radio.
Toujours au service du citoyen, bien entendu.
Goodbye.
Le bruit est bizarre. Et en musique. Et là je vais avoir une musique de merde. Tiens, salut le fasciste là.
Looking for something odd?
Non. Ah Maniena, on va lui dire que... On va lui dire que c'était good. Oui, sans moi. Bon alors du coup le problème c'est que Everard m'a collé des mecs sur mon dos. Je sais pas comment comment enlever ça. Ah ouais, et puis il y a ça aussi, ouais.
This is the night
En
watchman's
uniforme.
booth.
I suppose René is not going to be needing it anymore. It's a bit too colorful for my taste, though.
J'ai besoin pour le travail.
Fantastic. Try not to wear it with other similarly colorful clothes, okay?
Nation rivale chaulienne. Très bien. Ah ouais, et puis il y a le truc psychédélique aussi là. Oh non. Ça se trouve, faut y aller en prenant du speed ou un truc comme ça là. Salut, sac à merde.
Mr. Dubois, every worker.
Pas mon âme perdue.
Yes, yes. What's that, Harry?
Ouais, t'as rien d'autre.
Mr. Dubois,
Vous pouvez
every
me donner des
worker.
précisions sur ma...
Member of...
Ah, mais en fait, j'ai un G parce que comme un connard, j'ai essayé de le doubler sur l'histoire.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Je suis mort, j'ai que de... Un jeu en plus de affinité mécanique, mais c'est tout quoi. Oh, j'ai pas envie de mettre 2 points de talent dans affinité mécanique, si. Bah tant pis que ça, hein. Je fais des conneries, c'est pas grave hein.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. The pen is shaking in your
Tant
hand
pis.
as you draw a pathetic little line.
This isn't going to work. Doesn't even look like a name. Just a scratch mark.
Parce que j'ai tout fait foirer.
No, it's just a little line. Let's get an actual signature on top of it and it'll be fine.
Ok.
You take the legal documents out the youth.
Ouais, c'est bon.
Mr. Dubois, every...
Oh, faut vraiment que je le poste, le truc de merde. Ah, ça, c'est abusé, ça. Attendez, c'est à cause de mon poste de radio? En vrai, ça se trouve, j'ai la musique de mort. Non. Oh mon Dieu. J'ai honte. Ça fait 20 ans que je gueule sur la ZIC. Alors que c'était juste ce poste de radio de merde. Oh, j'ai honte. Vas-y, le truc là.
The dented yellow, but the document.
It's not going to be that easy. We need to dirty our hands with the signatures. I assume that's the goal here.
But the documents inside the envelope still lack the required signatures.
It's not going to be that easy. We need to dirty our hands with the signatures.
Bah c'est qui déjà qui doit signer? Je l'ai fait signer à l'autre meuf là. Il me semble. Kim il est à 17 années-lumière.
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast.
Signez les documents. Tenez.
He has a pen and everything. Here you go.
Pourquoi avez-vous signé?
I shouldn't have.
J'ai les documents et non pas dû.
Yes, well, I looked at it and thought I should. Because it says youth centre, and I have my own children. I am, of course, just a stupid poor person, so what do I know?
Living with the construction noise is going to be a challenge.
Sure, but it's temporary and for a good cause, and I need to give the children something else to do.
Qu'est-ce que vous insinuez?
They're cute and small now, but they're growing up fast. Too fast. I had my first drink when I was 11 because I was so bored. Anyway, you'll have to get Isabel to sign it too. I saw the signatories. She won't if it's a bad idea. She's
sound logic. Division of labor.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
J'ai la signature de Liliane, vous pouvez signer aussi?
Lillian should let her sword make her decisions. The girl just doesn't have the head for it. Either way, I won't sign.
C'est quoi votre problème avec le syndicat?
I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises we never planned to keep.
Retire un chiffon rouge foncé du seau puis le replonge dans l'eau.
Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So no, I don't trust the fat man, and neither should you.
In her mind, the Union is right-wing because Everard is fat. It's that simple, and there's no change in it. She is headstrong, but there's a slight hesitation in there. You may be able to convince her.
Un lancer blanc, il peut être tenté. Suggestion 2. Mais j'ai 0 en suggestion. Alors. -1. C'est horrible. Plus un psyché.
Our tenant, the policeman.
It's really in her best interest to listen to you. You know how the world works.
Cet endroit a besoin de ce projet de construction.
I've heard that pitch before plenty. Building this, building that, new jobs, new blood. Somehow the people here always end up holding the short end of the stick.
Ouais, c'est... Vous allez devoir jouer fine, lire les petits caractères, bien réfléchir et dénicher des
And what do
opportunités.
you think I'm doing right now, Mr. RCM?
La brosse à récuré atterrit dans le seau avec une telle violence que de l'eau vous éclabousse au visage.
Tastes like soap, unsurprisingly.
Do you know who takes the cream of these deals? Real estate developers, construction companies, restaurant owners, Claire's accountants in La Delta. Have some integrity. You're an officer of the law, not some fat slug's corrupt little crony.
It's okay. She's emotional right now. Keep at it. We're her out. Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect.
My body is ready.
Raise the peptide bottle. Press one nostril closed and inhale furiously with the other. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings a bit inside your nose.
Mamma mia!
Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity, your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. And, let's be honest, there's a little chest pain. The good kind, of course. You may want to blast a nosophed or something. You could work with this high. Like, literally work. Solve the case. File some papers. Maybe clean up your hostel room. Then solve another case. Then start a side investigation into the paranatural. Then build a radio computer. Whoa, this shit is strong. This shit is disco.
Sors de bouger.
Spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task in the task chain.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a speed button. Speed gives +1 to motoric skills. Perception, reaction speed, hand-eye coordination, savoir-faire, interfacing, and compose.
Tout à fait.
Our
Donc là...
tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Quoi?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Mais attends,
What
le
can I
speed,
help
c'était
you
pas me
with?
censé donner +1 là, ça?
Like ocean waves shaping the coastline, you will wear it down. You catch the lieutenant's side glance, but he doesn't say anything. He did not like that.
What you'll find is poverty and abandon. Not much of a threat you've got there. Save your breath, officer.
Elle m'a saoulé
This
la
deal
vieille.
isn't going anywhere. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got this whole bucket full of rags to finish. That's my job. Maybe you should do yours?
We really should focus on some actual leads. Negotiating real estate deals isn't our main thing.
En vrai, je sais pas trop comment la gérer parce que du coup, vu que j'ai pas des points de talent équilibrés, là, je suis un peu baisé sur la psyché, là. Je peux pas augmenter la psyché, ça c'est trop chiant, hein.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Qu'y a-t-il dans ce village de pêcheurs?
Just us.
Qu'est-ce que vous insinuez?
This is pretty.
The place is so pornographically poor.
Ouais,
It's not
c'était
even
extrêmement pauvre, non?
The lack of wealth.
It's cold.
Riddles.
I.
S'en branle un peu.
Sometimes it's
Moi aussi, je suis
our own.
perdu.
It seems to be a common theme these days.
Peut-être que je devrais rester perdu à tout jamais, venir habiter ici et disparaître complètement.
Maybe it will be easy.
Mon Dieu.
But right now you want something from
Qui
me.
d'autre vit dans ce village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. If you knew, and then there's the drugs.
J'ai rencontré
Not a pretty
Liliane.
stuff. Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If
crois
it
que j'ai aussi
wasn't for
rencontré
her,
les
and
ivrognes.
I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new fist pops up every now and
She nods, rinsing and
En fait, le truc, c'est que je dois y soutirer les verres du nez à elle pour... Putain, mais il est déjà 1h du mat Oh, au secours. Je dois y soutirer les verres du nez pour Ruby, quoi. Entrer dans sa cabane. Je sais même pas c'est quoi sa cabane. C'est celle-là? What?
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others.
Ok. Des bisous YouTube, ce sera pour une prochaine fois. Hein.